What's going on? It's Samantha from Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. Today I'm going to go through my super simple system for washing dishes at the campsite. I'm here in the backcountry and I came via ATV, doing a little ATV camping. So the system that I have is fairly compact. Not compact enough for backpacking, but typically when you're backpacking, you don't have a ton of dishes to wash. So this would be applicable more to people who are interested in car camping or wild backcountry camping, like what I'm doing today. Let's check it out. I've got some dirty dishes after making some breakfast today. I've got my handy dandy Reliance jug. This is really one of the secrets here. This thing collapses down and I store it in here with all my other kitchen supplies. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna take out all of the kitchen supplies here, and this bin is gonna become our gray water receptacle. Got my camp soap, hand sanitizer if I need some. All right, so now this is gonna be my gray water receptacle. If you're in an area where you don't have to manage your gray water, then you don't need to worry about this component. I don't need to manage my gray water here, but I also don't want a big muddy mess right next to my fire pit and my tent. And I also don't want any food smells or anything getting on the ground. This is a great way to manage that. And if you're curious about what I carry in my bin for my camp kitchen, then I'm gonna link that video up in the description below, as well as at the end of this video, so you can see what all this whole pile of gear is. To get started, this is the belle of the ball. This is the Sea to Summit 20-liter collapsible kitchen sink. So you can see it's got just a little bit of a wire for some tension. So this will hold up to 20 liters. I don't put that much in it. I put maybe a couple. Put that to the open position. And I'm gonna put a little water in there. And then I'm gonna put just a little squirt of camp soap. Not too much. You can use whatever kind of soap that you want, but this stuff here, once I'm done, I'm gonna be taking it and dumping it away from camp, away from water sources. And I do want it to be biodegradable, so it's not gonna impact any of the wildlife or vegetation in the area. So now we'll turn off the faucet, bring that up there, and you can see there's a decent amount of soap in there. I've simplified this system over the years. I used to have a little scrub daddy that I used and a pack towel, and that stuff's fine for car camping, but when you're doing some wild camping like this, I don't want to bring all the extra stuff. So I separate super greasy stuff here and non-greasy stuff there, and I'm just going to drop all the small little things in there first. So top of the percolator basket, forks, and then I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake your dishes, shake your dishes. And this effectively washes everything. As long as you don't have any stuff that's, burnt on and needs a scrub, you don't even need a towel. Now, the key thing to remember here is you don't want to overload the Sea to Summit sink. If you overload the sink, then it's kind of like putting too much laundry through the washing machine, and then your clothes on the other side come out and you've still got ketchup stains on your shirt and you're wondering why. Less is more in this case. And at the same time, you don't want a ton of water in here, because as you're shaking it, the water is going to fly everywhere. So, just look, I don't have that much water in there, just a little. All right, then you take your stuff, soapy stuff, just toss it in that bin. All the soapy stuff. Now, if you get a frying pan or something, that's a little greasy, right? If you got a little stuck on stuff, you might just need to wipe it off. But honestly, that camp soap, it does a pretty good job. So Put all that soapy stuff in there. Now we got the coffee pot. Now what I like to do with the percolator is open it up, get a little bit of water in there. Pots and things like that, I'll kind of whirl it around first and dump it out. Then send the whole thing for a Sea to Summit kitchen sink bath. Alright. Okay. Now you take your sink with the gray water in it and you just set it aside. Just put it right there. We'll use that again in a second. Now we're going to bring the bin back next to this little table. If you don't have a little table, you can use a log or, you know, picnic table bench or picnic table, whatever. You don't need to get a little table like that especially. And we're going to pick up things one at a time. And just a little trickle of water. Let's get this pan. Soapy stuff right out of there. Now it goes with saying, right, when you're using your washing water and your rinsing water, you want to make sure that this water comes from reputable sources that's nice and clean. Whether that means that you have to boil it first, you have to filter it first, treat it, or if it's just tap water that you brought from home or bottled water, you don't want to just grab water from the river, wash your dishes in, because if there's giardia on your rinsing water, guess what? Next time you take a bite, you've got giardia. Now we're going to close off the water. Set this guy aside here, and we're going to go back to the Sea to Summit kitchen sink right here. Our wash water. Right. Got there. This way you keep all the rinsing water and the wash water, keep all that gray water from entering the ecosystem. And it's really important that you do use a biodegradable camp soap, because wherever you go to dispose of this water, you should be a couple hundred feet away from any water sources. And you don't want to dump this anywhere near camp, because you don't want to draw any kind of wildlife into your camp either. But once you get all of the water together, you've got a couple little handles, you can just carry this gray water off to wherever it needs to be managed. Now once you get done with this, you can just flip this sink outside right. That's going to allow it to air dry. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of pop it around here. There we go. Let that dry in the sun. Once it's all dry, you just pack everything back up and off you go. Hopefully this system of doing dishes inspires you to be able to better manage dirty dishes at your own campsite. Now, if you're wondering what specific items that I use in my camp cooking setup, which are all the items in that big pile over there, I want you to click right over here, and I'm going to go through those